Good evening, everybody. This is Andy Sandlin with Read the Bible, Change Your Life. Today is Saturday, October 19th, 2019. This is episode 27 of Read the Bible, Change Your Life, where I'm here to encourage you to read the Bible and to shut out the world. Just spend time with your Creator. I always encourage you to do the 40-day mental cleanse. That's 40 days, no TV, no radio, no news, no nothing. Don't let your mind get boggled up with all the nonsense and just read the Bible every day. Get in, study the Word, and spend time praying. In 40 days, if you only read 7 chapters a day, you can go through the entire New Testament start to finish in 40 days. I highly recommend it. If you've never read the New Testament from start to finish, it's a great way to just to see the life of Jesus, how the church was started, all the way through all the different encouragements and corrections that Paul makes for the church, and then ends with Revelation. It just gives you this broad scope of why are we here today? What's the church like? How it started? And but if you can't commit to 7 chapters a day, it's only about 30 minutes a day of reading, 30 minutes of listening. I do the majority of mine on a Bible app on my phone, and I listen to it, and I'll do 7 chapters, and it's kind of like on loop all day. Today we went through 2 Corinthians chapters 12 and 13 and all of Galatians, so it was actually 8 chapters. It made more sense just to finish off Galatians instead of leaving one chapter. And read it all in a book. I do have to admit, today worked all day. Today's a Saturday. Big college football fan, so I actually did listen to big Florida Gators fan. So I ended up listening to a decent amount of the game on the radio. I do have Sirius XM, so when I'm driving around, I'm able to listen to the game. Now, because I never listen to the radio and I don't watch TV, I literally I probably listen to the Bible probably 3 to 4 times more than what I normally do, because it took me that much longer to kind of like get into it, because my mind was, again, when anything you hear, you see, it goes into your mind, and it does take up space. So all the advertising I heard, all the game, it takes up space in my head. And when you're not used to that, you can really tell you're more, sensitive to what you listening to and what you see. So I did, I'm only human. I'm not perfect. I'll never claim to be, of the sinners, I'm the worst. So I'm just striving to get better. But I did cave today, and but Gators won, big game against South Carolina. So next game up, they got next Saturday off, so it'll be easy for me next Saturday not to worry about it. But I'll be honest, when they play Georgia in 2 weeks, I will probably listen to a good portion of that game. I try not to watch it, only because I think watching it does, for me, again, I'm just, from my personal experience, watching it takes up even more space in the head. I like listening stuff. I like to watch, like I can almost watch the game when I listen to I listen to a lot of Lightning hockey games. Tampa Bay Lightning, big fan of them. But I guess I grew up without a TV in the house. My mom and dad did not believe in that until later. We got one, but so I was always just this huge sports fan. And so I had to listen to everything. So for me to listen to a game, it's kind of second nature. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the word today. Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. And he's not talking about, slavery where one man controls the life of another man. He's talking about the slavery of sin. And the way he worded burdened, burdened to that yoke. Anyone who's been addicted, anybody who can't stop sinning of something, y'all personally, me, of course, you feel that yoke. You feel like, like you just feel like you can't get rid of that yoke. And Paul's just, warning the Galatians, stand firm. Do not go back. Do not be burdened by that yoke of slavery, of sin. And he goes on to say, watch out for the yeast. Just like we talked about before. I forget what episode it was, but a little bit of yeast in a batch can ruin a whole bread. Just like a little bit of sin, continuous sin, can ruin a whole life and cause lots of problems. Anyways, this is every time I just write a little commentary of what when a verse kind of hits me. I just kind of give you what I think of it. It doesn't make I'm right. I'm not a theologian. I'm not a pastor. I didn't go to school, become a preacher. So this is just the way I look at it. But I think it's important to, when you read the Bible, you always are looking inside to see how to change. You're looking. A lot of times people read something or hear a message and like, oh, this is perfect for so and so. No, it's perfect for you. Just like when I read the Bible, it's perfect for me. Okay. So anyways, going off chapter 5, verse 1, this is what I wrote down. I said, you have a choice. You can be a slave to the world in the worldly needs, or you can be a slave to Christ. When I was a slave to the world, I never had rest. It was always, I need something newer, bigger, and better. The world is never satisfied. I indeed felt like a slave, meaning I did not have a choice. I had no freedom. Again, I never was a slave to another man, so I'm not claiming to actually know that, so don't take it the wrong way. I had no freedom from the yoke of the world. It was a heavy burden. I would drive around looking at other people's jobs and say to myself, if I just got a better job, I would be happy. If I just had their job, no worries. Because when you run a business, there's a lot of worries. And I always be like, well, if I could just, I'd see a truck driver, like, man, if I just drive a truck and not worry about everything, I'd be so happy. It wasn't about making more money. I already had a successful business. Praise Jesus. It was so it was not about more money, but I wanted to be released from the yoke of earthly wants and needs. But I had a lot of wants, a lot of plans to go with my business, a lot of like things I wanted to accomplish, and then it came to the point where I just said, I'm done. I'm gonna run my business, but I'm going to seek God first. I'm not going to wake up every day trying to figure out ways to make more money, build my business. I'm going to wake up every day and just seek Jesus. Excuse me. I did not need another job. What I needed to do was focus on my relationship to Jesus and trust in Him and take me where He needs to be, and trust to take Him where He needs to take me. Every day, every day from now on, I don't worry about buying a bigger, building a bigger company. I worry about getting to know Jesus, and His yoke is easy. I need more Jesus in my life. I'm trying to do that day by day. This path in life will not be in vain, as I thought a lot about my life when I'd be driving around, and I knew deep down there was no meaning to what I was doing. I needed to live with purpose. So I'm here to encourage you, like Paul said, to stand firm. The burden of sin is heavy. Be free with Jesus. And ever since I decided that, I can just tell you right now, I still may work long days. I still may work long hours, work more than what I want to, but that yoke, I don't feel that need to where like I'm always trying, like I just, like it doesn't matter. My focus is trying to, do these episodes. That's my focus every day. I wake up I just spend this time in the Bible. I spend time, I need to pray more. Definitely, that's a big thing for me. I need to pray more, spend more time in prayer. And, but I'm just, that's my focus. And then if I, business, God, I have faith in God, in Jesus, that he's going to meet my needs. I really do. And he has. It's as simple as that. So anyways, everybody, it's Saturday night. Hopefully everyone's have a good weekend. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll go through, I believe it's Ephesians that's next tomorrow. So just remember, you have a creator, you have a purpose. Get into the Word of God and find your purpose in life, and release that yoke of the world and be yoked with Jesus. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.